let's get into this. I'll tell you the top 5 currently in the market, where they open. There hasn't been a lot of movement, obviously. Markets were kind of only squared away Saturday night when the barrier draw was finalised. Vauban 440 out to 460, Without a Fight 650. Sitting pretty, did touch 7. Gold Trip is probably the biggest one in regards to the drift, 480 out to $7. Solcombe, 9 out to 10s, and Absurd 9 out to 10s as well. Did touch 11 and 12s. But we were talking just before, that's the one that they've really had a go at in regards to, what was the best price available? A week ago, about $28, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think about $26 final field on Saturday afternoon. Obviously, he drew barrier 8, and the booking of Zach Purden, I think a few people probably like. So, yeah, he's been a really solid go since Saturday night. So, interested to see what Blake thinks about his chances.
I'm really interested to see what both of you think of it, because I like him.
You like
Well, I saw Frankie's out here. Frankie was supposed to ride him, wasn't he?
Yeah,
But he's suspended.
That's right, yes.
He got suspended for...
So he's still out here, though. He's probably got, like, media gigs and things like that. Frankie Dettori would
Probably
talk
got
about,
a
obviously.
house in Brighton.
He'd have houses everywhere.
Flying.
Flying.
The flying dismount.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Well done. That was good. We won't be seeing it this year, unfortunately, but I'm sure... I think a better jockey's on Absurd.
Well, he hung up the boots, Frankie, but he hasn't actually hung up the boots. So we might see him back. Who knows?
You heard that he's thinking about recalling his retirement.
Well, he has.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Has
Definitely, 100%.
Oh, right,
He's riding in America next year.
Wowee. The final tour just continues.
Yeah.
Reminds me of someone.
Kick it off for another year.
All right, boys, we can't muck around because we've got plenty of runners here. We're going to start with Vauban. As I said, it's currently $4.60 with Dabble. Thoughts?
He's going to be very, very hard to beat, Vauban. Obviously, the race favourite. Drawn barrier 3, so he'll go forward. I've gone a little bit cold on him, I'll admit. I was sort of keen to... not keen, but I was scared of him. I'm not as scared of him anymore because just watching a few of his replays, I think he likes to get it all his own way out in front and then give a good, strong kick and get away from him. I don't think he's going to be able to do that here. There's a bit more pace. Serpentine from barrier 1. Lastotchka's going to cross from the wide draw. There's a bit more tempo here, so we'll see. He might just be way too good, and he could be a flat track bully. And if it gets to a good 3, that's probably going to suit him. But I think he'll get out. The market will tell the tale late.
Fast tempo suits his horse?
I don't think so.
Doesn't?
No.
And we're going to probably see that tempo on.
Yeah, I think he just wants a nice, soft, controlled lead, get it all his own way, and then skip clear on the turn. But I don't think that'll happen.
Well, it's definitely not going to happen. But Willie Mullins has said that this is the best horse he's ever brought out, and he's run second in the Cup before. He's run third in the Cup before. So no knock. Whether or not he's short enough in the market, I think so. Is he a winning hope? Yeah, I definitely think he's a winning hope. But do I want to have my hard-earned cash on him? Probably not, but I think he can win.
It seems short. You know, there's a pretty stark history of favourites winning the Cup at $4.60.
Well, I'm interested to see what the market does with him tomorrow.
Do you think
basically,
we'll spit him out?
Sorry?
Do you think
it won't spit him out? No? It's not going to spit him out. He'll probably start. He'll either start favourite or second favourite. I don't see any other horse or challenging him for that. So I think he starts. I think he'll start at least with a 5 or a 6 in front of him.
So
okay.
If you're listening to this on
say
Monday night, probably wait and back him in the half hour before the race, maybe.
I don't know about the World Tote. I don't know. I'll be interested to see what.
Is it in play?
I think so. Okay. Group 1s.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
that's why it wasn't there for Sydney and the Golden Eagle.
No, it wasn't.
Without a Fight, $6.50.
Yeah, I'll pick up Without a Fight. I think he's the one to beat. He's my top tip. I was against him in the Caulfield Cup, and he proved me wrong. He came through a very slowly run race first up. I think he was about 105 days between runs. And then he had 28 days into a Caulfield Cup that was potentially going to be very fast run. So that was my knock on him in the Caulfield Cup. So he's gone to a Caulfield Cup second up. He's lapped up that fast tempo. He's made a long sustained run and he was too strong late. So I have no doubt that the 3,200 metres is not going to be a problem. I can only see him improving on what he did there. Zara gets off Gold Trip to ride without a fight. Draw, it's a little bit sticky, but there's plenty of speed engaged here. So he's going to go back. He'll find a 3 wide with cover line, and Zara gave Gold Trip a peach last year, and I think he'll give this horse a peach this year. I think he's the one to beat, and I do think he's the one that starts favourite tomorrow.
Nick, do you think he's peaked on his effort? Do you think he can go that next level with the extra weight as well?
I think he can go the next level, no worries, because he's only third up on Tuesday in the Cup. So you would have to think there's improvement there. What is he, just over 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks between runs, that fast race in the Caulfield Cup. So a nice gap between now. He should be fresh and ready to go. So he's going to be ultra hard to beat. The 1 kilo weight swing on horses like horses like Gold Trip, Soulcombe, Breakup, etc., they get a 1 kilo advantage on him now out of the Caulfield Cup. So be interesting to see if that plays dividends. So I've got him in the numbers. I don't have him on top, but
do you think the weight is? Do you think the weight is enough for those that finish behind him in the Caulfield Cup to turn the margin on him?
Not for the most of them.
Okay.
There's only one horse that I think can turn the margin on him, and that's probably the next horse we talk about.
Do you want to get on to Gold Trip? Currently $7.
Yeah, he's on top for me, Gold Trip. Last year's winner. We haven't had a back-to-back winner since the great mare, Maccabi Diva, did it in 2005 when she won 3 in a row. But I just think this is the sort of horse that can do it. He absolutely bolted in last year when he won it. He's got to carry a kilo more, and he had a soft 7, which that was more to his liking this time 12 months ago. But from barrier 2, he is just going to get the perfect run. He's not going to have to spend a penny early on, conserve all that energy under the big weight, and now he gets that kilo off without a fight, which I think can make a difference, because in that Caulfield Cup, he had to do a bit of work, and then he travelled into it and then had to pick himself back up. And Mark Zara knew exactly what Gold Trip had underneath him when he came up around him on without a fight, and just sort of said, you stay in there. I'm not letting you get clear air yet, and I'm going to sprint better than you are. So I think now at the 2 mile from barrier 2, well, without a fight's going to, I think, be behind Gold Trip in the run from that wide draw. I think Gold Trip is the horse to beat again.
Wow, the big weight. I don't think, I was reading today, I don't think...
Maccabi Diva, the last horse to carry, I think, 58 kilos or more. So it's a lot of history that's got to be repeated.
With lightweight hopes as well, and not kind of getting that track. I'm actually surprised so many people are so bullish on Gold Trip.
I'm the whole dry track thing as well. I think that's a complete myth for him now, because he had feet issues. We've got to remember going into the race last year, and they were all, they were worried about how firm the track was. Yeah. They reckon that his feet issues are sorted now, so I'm not worried about it going into it. The Cox Plate last start, that was a dry track, and even when he won the Turnbull at Flemington,
what was
that was on a good form there. So
that was a good form.
And he brained them at there. So I'm really happy to be with him.
Like Gold Trip in the numbers?
He'll be in the wider first fours. I want to be slightly against him. I just think he's too short in the market. I think without a fight was going away from him in that Caulfield Cup. I don't think the 1 kilo weight swing is enough to turn the tables. I actually don't think he'll land that close to the lead speed, because there's just so much speed drawn outside him, and James would have to be very positive on him at the start to find a spot. There's just going to be so many horses wanting to cross him early. So I don't know where he ends up. He's going to be in traffic with a big weight. He's going to have to navigate past horses, so he's not going to want an interrupted run. And I think it's a completely different setup to last year. I know if you just look at it on paper, it's the exact same setup: Turnbull, Caulfield Cup, Cox Plate, Melbourne Cup on the Tuesday. But it's completely set up because it's completely different setup, because the team don't have control over the tempo of the races. So last year in the Caulfield Cup was a very slowly run Caulfield Cup. He went into an evenly run Cox Plate, and then he won the Melbourne Cup. This year, he's gone brutally run Turnbull Stakes, brutally run Caulfield Cup, brutally run Cox Plate into the Melbourne Cup. And that's not ideal for me.
Can you just grab that roll of toilet paper so I can wipe all of Blake's shit off me that he's just shit on me from
Slung
above?
on you.
There's no, like, my knock is on the setup.
Yeah.
We're different people.
We are. Oh, yeah. And, this
And
is
I might
what's
be completely wrong. He might explode off it.
He could.
Who knows? But I'd prefer him. If that Cox Plate was a slowly run Cox Plate and he hit the line like he did,
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, that's a nice setup for him. But
Okay.
it wasn't.
So let me just write this down. Nick Goldtrip on top. Blake Goldtrip cooked. Okay.
Could have egg on our face, on my face, and I won't even need to cook it because it already is cooked.
Yeah, you've been cooked.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.